Aroma Thyme Bistro presents Wine Thyme Live, hosted by the Hudson Valley's premier green certified entrepreneurs, Marcus and Jamie Guiliano. So grab a glass of your favorite vino, sit back, relax, and travel with them, sharing their passion discovering unique vineyards, outstanding wines, delicious food, and great adventure.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Marcus and Jamie here, and welcome to Wine Thyme Live, episode number 20. What season is it?
It's rosé season.
Rosé.
It's my favorite time of season. My favorite time of the year. I love rosé season. I love when they start releasing the new rosés, it's fun to taste the new ones.
It's fun to taste the new ones. Rosé wines, do not confuse them with blush wines. Well, they are a style blush, right? But a lot of people
they look blush.
A lot of people when they order a blush, they're looking for something sweet. We're talking about the dry rosés that are typical of France and Italy. By the way, rosés were invented in Italy.
They were,
Southern
right?
Italy.
Southern Italy.
Southern Italy. I believe the Nero d'Troia grape was the first one to make rosé.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe it was a Nero. One of the grapes down there, Primitivo, Nero d'Troia, one of the grapes down there, but they made rosé wine from there first, from Southern Italy.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I forgot about that actually.
Yep.
I think we learned that, and I think I just forgot about it. So.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. We're listening.
We're listening.
Right? Watching.
Yep,
or
listening. This is broadcast on several different streams. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Podbean, iHeart Radio, iTunes, wherever podcasts are found, you can find this show, Wine Thyme Live. And let's see if you happen to be watching on Facebook Live or Instagram Live. That is awesome, so thank you. But it does go broadcast to several other places. So it is rosé season. Rosé is one of our favorite wines. We drink rosé all year long.
Yeah, it's very versatile. So, explain a little bit about rosé, because I think, like you said at the beginning, a lot of people think that rosé is sweet, and it's because it's that blush color. It's gotten kind of logged into the sweet wine drinkers, and it's not sweet at all. I've had many people ask me over the years, or I'd say, do you drink rosé? And they say, absolutely not, it's way too sweet. And I
don't drink rosé.
I say, let me bring one over so that you can taste it. And they taste the rosé and they are shocked. So, those of you that don't know, we own a restaurant, and we also do winery vacations. And so we taste a lot of rosé, we taste a lot of wine, but rosé is not sweet. So cheers, because I'd love to taste this wine. This is from the Finger Lakes. This is from Anthony Road up in the Finger Lakes. We haven't had Anthony Road's wines in a while. This is a 2019, but 2020s are here. We are in 2021, but they just released the 20s, right?
2020s, yeah.
2020s, and so I can't wait to taste it.
Now, Anthony Road is one of the pioneer wineries in the Finger Lakes. The family moved there in '73, and they've been making wine for well over 30 years. They make some really. I like their Pinot Gris. Their unoaked Chardonnay is great. The first way we first got turned on to Anthony Road was remember their Limburger Cabernet Limburger Merlot blend. Remember that blend? The old label. A wine rep brought it by. We tasted. We're like, we love this. Where's it from? They're like, the Finger Lakes. We're like, Finger Lakes?
No way.
We're like, Finger Lakes.
So when
this was 15 years ago.
I was gonna say 15 years ago, when people would come to us and say, "Oh, we have Finger Lake wines," we'd say, "Oh," right? Because our thought process was, they're not good. And I gotta tell you, the Finger Lakes and New York wines in general right now, the level, the winemakers, everybody is doing a great job. I mean, not everybody, but the places that we go to.
A lot of the capability is there. So we were just in Long Island for a week, and one of the wineries we were at, they're like, oh yeah, our winemakers from Rodier Estate, which is Cristal.
Yes.
The Rodier Estate in
California.
Sparkling Point. And this winemaker actually freelances, or he goes to several wineries within the North Fork and helps them and consults them make wine.
Yes.
And here's a guy that worked in France for some very famous vineyards, worked in Napa at Rodier Estate, who's really just so tuned and expert on true method champenoise, and he's right here in the Finger Lakes. You know, all the people that were in Long Island, I mean, he's in Long Island. But back to Anthony Road and rosés.
Yeah.
So when we first started bringing in rosés years ago, we would literally bring in one case of rosé. This is 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
We would bring in one case of rosé a year, one case.
And guess who would drink it?
We didn't even drink that much back then, rosés.
We didn't drink that much rosé at all. We didn't really know or understand rosé like we understand it today. So, but we used to drink it.
So we brought it in. We would maybe sell 6 bottles throughout the course of April to the following April. Then when the new vintage came in, we'd always buy one new case. The 6 old bottles would then go into sangria. You'd make sangria out of them because we'd have a new vintage of fresh rosé. And if we couldn't sell them the other 6 in the year, there's no good reason why we'd sell them then. We tried it by the glass. It really didn't take off. And it wasn't until 2010, 2011, 2012 the shift happened. The awareness happened of rosé. So what rosé is, folks, rosé is made from red grapes or red-skinned grapes. And so this is Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Franc typically makes a red wine, what we're drinking right now, right? So, Cabernet Franc's red. Well, I didn't know they made rosé. What makes the wine red is the actual skin contact after maceration, after the crush, after they juice. They leave the skins on contact. The pigment comes out of the skin. And the longer they leave the skins on contact, the more the wine is going to be darker and red. Now, certain grapes just won't get that dark, like Pinot Noir. They're more light-skinned. However, very few grapes, like Saperavi, as soon as you start to crush, the wine is already that color. It's to make Saperavi rosé. It's like that color naturally without even any skin contact.
We have a Saperavi rosé, actually.
We do.
I think I have
Standing
it over
Stone.
there. Let me grab it.
Standing Stone.
I think it might be
Standing Stone. Standing Stone's a great vineyard too.
The color is so different.
Yeah. So each grape, each different type of grape varietal makes a different rosé to begin with, the color, and then it depends upon the winemaker's influence and how long they want to leave on the skins. And if you're watching this, you can see a vast difference in the colors if you're watching this. I mean, it's day and night. Saperavi is
it's almost like a rose color.
Yeah,
like
it's Saperavi.
Yeah,
Saperavi being one of the oldest grapes in the world from Georgia, one of the oldest vinified grapes. Dark red skin, dark flesh, very unusual. Cabernet Franc, dark skin, white flesh, which is why you can make like white Merlots, you can make Rosé Merlots, this is why you make Rosé Zinfandel. People are shocked. A lot of people are shocked when they're starting to drink wine that they drink white Zinfandel. They're like, what do you mean they make a red Zinfandel?
Right.
Well, no, the red Zinfandel is red. The grape
people
is red.
People get confused, actually.
They get confused.
Even our staff, sometimes people order, I want a Zinfandel, and they bring them a red, and they're expecting a white Zinfandel.
A white Zinfandel.
Or vice versa, they're expecting a white Zinfandel, and they get a red Zinfandel. So vice versa, or, either way. So, people get confused on, it's like, I want a Pinot Grigio or Pinot Noir. So you have to be very specific sometimes with that.
Right. Somebody made a comment on Facebook yesterday. Oh, so-and-so drinks Pinot, P-I-N-O. And I'm like, well, is that Pinot Noir? Pinot, like Grigio? Like, what is Pinot? P-I-N-O, Pinot. It's not Cantin del Pinot from Barbaresco. So we also have the Standing Stone here from Seneca Lake as well. We're going to do this one time as well. Is this a 2020 vintage?
No,
it probably
2019
as well. Okay. Yes. We were in the Finger Lakes, sort of on that cusp of.
They were not released yet.
They weren't released yet.
We were tasting some barrel samples of 2020.
That's right.
When we were in the Finger Lakes in November.
November of 2019.
Or February. I'm sorry.
November of 2020. February 2.
February 2021. We were tasting.
Right.
Yes.
And we're recording this now, May of 2021.
Right.
Which by now the full swing is pretty much out with rosés from the Northern Hemisphere.
Absolutely.
France, Italy, everybody's got them. They're coming in. It's interesting because certain rosés will age very well, beautifully, but most people want a rosé that's young, that's fresh, that's crisp. You can actually, as an experiment, like if you have your favorite rosé and you have a bottle of 2019 left, compare it side by side with the 2020.
Yeah.
And you'll see the transformation, what typically happens. Keep in mind that some vintners, some wineries switch up the grapes every year. Some don't. But if you're going to like Anthony Road Cab Franc, you just get the 2019 and then you get the 2020. Put them side by side, and then there you go. And there's some good deals right now in 2019s because the 2020s, there's always good deals on wines,
when the new release comes out for the next
Yep.
year.
When the new release comes out for the next year and there's inventory left of the
Yes.
previous year, wine shops, restaurants, and even consumers can get some good deals. And that's where you go online to those wine deal companies and you buy wine deals because the new vintages are coming in, and there's no room in the way it works in the wine world is the companies that are storing the wines, the warehouses. It costs money for the distribution company to store these. Typically, it's not their own warehouse. They're these secure, locked and bonded, right, separate warehouses. Every box that's sitting there, they have to pay for it every single month. So what happens is they're like, okay, new vintages are in. We got to dump this. I'm not going to store a past vintage of wine unless it's going to appreciate. I'm not going to store a past vintage of wine to keep paying more on it and keep that wine depreciating. So what happens is that's when you can go out on these websites and get really good deals.
Good deals.
Or going to stores.
And the wine is not bad.
No.
It's just not that year. So,
Right.
it's not the new release.
It's not the new release. So.
But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about our trips at the Finger Lakes, because we
Sure.
actually we're just planning our next trip, right, to the Finger Lakes. And we're planning a trip to Long Island.
Long Island.
So we've started doing trips in New York, since the pandemic started. We're starting to do trips in New York as well, and it's kind of forced us to do trips in New York. So we're going to continue.
For years, we've talked about taking people to the
Yes.
Finger Lakes, and until the pandemic hit, we were like, okay, now we have to, and we're understanding that, hey, people want to go to the Finger Lakes too. They want to go to wine country. Finger Lakes was voted the best wine trail by TripAdvisor last year.
I think people want to travel.
They want to travel.
I know I just want to travel, right? So not that I don't want to say I don't care where I go, I just want to travel. I want to travel to cool, interesting places and have a unique experience. And so I will say that, the Finger Lakes have done a fabulous job up there.
130 plus wineries.
Yeah.
140.
And Long Island, what are there, 80?
80 wineries.
80 wineries in Long Island. And so, I think just getting out there and experiencing, and people will say, well, I don't like New York wines. And I say, then you haven't had the right wines, because there are good wines in New York. And I think that you have to appreciate the wines in New York, and you have to appreciate the wines from other countries. But
for what they are.
For what they are. And I think New York, I think the wine has come a really long way. I think they're doing a fabulous job, a fantastic job at bringing good wines.
Good wines, good
to
winemakers,
you
and
in
delivering
New York.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the thing I like about Long Island is there's beaches on Long Island. The North Fork, there's beaches.
Yeah.
Right? So that is really, really amazing that you can go to wine country, and I can't wait to go back in the summertime. And the beaches are right there, the wines are right there. Long Island wine country, this was our first trip.
Mm-hmm.
So our next couple episodes, we're going to start moving into some Long Island wines, especially to preview our trips to Long Island. And of course, we can't wait to get back to Italy. I mean, Italy is that's our home base. We want to keep going to Italy. We want to keep going there a couple times a year.
I think we're going to keep Italy and New York, right?
Italy and New York.
To New York.
We did Spain one year.
We
did
did.
Spain. And
we'll travel. We'll travel. I mean, we can't wait to get to Portugal. I don't know if we'll do trips to there, but you never know. Maybe we'll just travel every year, or every month somewhere. I don't know.
So one of the challenges with the restaurant right now is we at Aroma Thyme, we typically purchase wines that we've been to the vineyard at, right? So you come to our.
We're bringing in a few more other than that, but
90%.
Our focus, right? The focus of our wines that we're bringing in are wineries that we have been to
Personally.
and that we have a relationship with. There are some wineries that we don't have a relationship with, that we visited, and we just don't get that feeling, that hometown. You just don't get that feeling.
Yeah, you don't feel.
And you know what? We don't want to bring our guests there. And we are not opposed to saying, you know what? Mark that off the list. We're not going, which is why we travel to all of these places on our own, so that we get that experience. So when we take our guests to a winery, they are getting the VIP winery vacation.
VIP red carpet tour. So, yeah. That's basically what you're getting when you travel with us. So we just visited a winery just recently in Long Island that, we knew right away the vibe wasn't there. They weren't taking care of us.
We enjoyed ourselves there because we were relaxed. No one was interrupting us, but we also didn't get the experience of what we wanted, and we didn't learn about the wines as much as we would have liked to have, or learned about the winery and the vineyards and all that kind of stuff. So,
right.
It's someplace that we just don't want to bring our guests to.
If they're not taking care of us,
They're definitely not.
they're not taking care of our
you.
guests that we're bringing. So that's the thing. Something that we're super excited about, we've noticing these wine regions, is we're doing a spin-off business of our VIP winery vacations, where we're going to do now in the Hudson Valley, your car, our driver service. So we're getting full insurance for this. It's part of our wine tour business. Our drivers will be insured.
So the driver comes to your house or your location,
Your
picks you up
Airbnb.
in your car, drives you around in your car, so the luxury is in your car, and then they drop you back off wherever you got picked up. So maybe it's a hotel, maybe it's a house, maybe it's a friend's house, and you get picked up at your
Location.
and you get dropped off at that same location. And they drive you around all day. We will help you choose wineries if you would like us to. If you would like to do your own itinerary, like for us, we know where we're going when we hop in the car with a driver, and we say, okay, this winery, this winery, this winery. But if you want us to plan it for you, we have no problem doing that.
Great. And we have a friend that does this in other wine regions. So if you're going to the Finger Lakes, Long Island, Walla Walla, Oregon, Washington, we can set you up with that same service, because a friend of ours does that service already, and we'll just say, here you go, call our friend, and he'll take care of it for you, and that's simple as that, and it's good to go. So we're doing it in the Hudson Valley. He's been doing it in all these other areas. The only disadvantage is it's not a bus picking up, so you can't have 15 people, right? 12 people.
You can only have as many people
as can
that
fit in your car.
car.
So if you have a minivan and you can fit 8 people, you're golden, because you're going to save a lot of money. Even if you're 2 to 4 people, to get a limo for 4 hours or 6 hours and pay $85 an hour, that adds up. What this is, it's basically half the price of what a limo would be, and you control 4 hours or more what you want, and it's your car. It's so convenient, really convenient. So that is our new venture, our new business model that our daughter's coming on full time to help us out with, and so we're super excited about that. So we're looking to expand our services and our value in wine regions, which I always tell people, if you're traveling to wine country, whether it's California, whether it's New York, whether it's New Zealand, wherever it is, let us know. We'll make a couple phone calls.
We'll help you out as best as we can.
We've gotten people into vineyards in Slovenia.
Yes, we have.
A really good vineyard in Slovenia.
Which we haven't even been to.
Yes. And the guests came back, they're like, how do you know these people?
And they came in the other night, actually,
they
for
did.
dinner, and we were talking about it. So
they're like, how do you know these people? Like, this was like amazing, beyond amazing. And it's just our connections, it's our relationships in the wine world of 18 years buying for the restaurant and meeting owners and meeting winemakers. And so, so back to Anthony Road. They've been in the game for many years. You can find them on Seneca Lake. They are on the west side of Seneca Lake, about 2/3 of the way up. They have a great spot. You can see the lake from their property. They can even host like weddings and smaller parties, because they really have enough space.
And it's beautiful there. It really is beautiful. And I highly recommend you checking out a lot of the wineries that we've been talking about on all of our episodes of Wine Thyme Live, because we really highlight them in the Finger Lakes. We really love them, and we want you to enjoy them. So.
Yep. So anything else? Any last thoughts?
So if you are interested in traveling with us at all, whether it's Italy or New York, or anywhere that we go, I definitely recommend going to VIPwineryvacations.com, checking us out, giving us a call, sending us an email, and we will help you plan your next trip.
And if you don't know rosés, go experiment with rosés.
Come to Aroma Thyme and experiment with rosés.
And again, most wines can make a rosé, right? So there's all different types of rosé. Even Pinot Grigio can make a slightly, if you have the enough skin contact, can make a slightly tinged, hueish, pink wine. Pinot Noir. People are shocked, and I say, when people are shocked, like, well, I didn't know that a red grape can make a white wine, or vice versa. So here's the deal: Champagne
is Pinot Noir.
Champagne's made from Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. Of course, Chardonnay is white, so Blanc de Blanc. Pinot Noir, but
Pinot Noir is red.
Chardonnay, but Pinot Noir is red, and that makes white champagne. So you juice it, you get the skins right off, and there's no
Do
extraction.
not let the skin sit with the pressed
with the juice, and that's the deal. So you can do this with any varietal out there, and literally make rosé of this, rosé of that, rosé of that. So don't be confused. And if you're going to be having French rosés, they like to blend them a lot. Grenache,
French
Syrah,
rosés seem to be a little bit
Mourvedre.
lighter, even lighter than this.
They do
so.
seem French Provençal rosés.
Yeah,
Yep.
Provence, yeah.
You get to southern Italy, where the Primitivos are. They're going to be a little darker. They're going to look more like Saperavi. So it's just every region varies.
Yep.
I like Northern Italian.
Go out and experiment.
Experiment.
That's the biggest point of this. Experiment with rosés. It's rosé season. Get out there, enjoy, and that's it, right?
Yep,
That's it
that's
for
it.
today. So thanks everybody
For tuning in
and listening to us, and we appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be back on track to doing these.
VIP Winery, VIPWineryVacations.com or Aroma Thyme, like the herb, THYME, Bistro.com, AromaThymeBistro.com, or VIPWineryVacations.com. Check us out, leave a message, drop a comment, drop us an email, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks everybody.